Hey, how is it going? My name is Zach, and if you are here to learn about how to buy multiple properties with your VA loan, you are in the right place. So let's get into it. Let's discuss this technique and how you can do it. So what we're going to talk about today is VA property stacking. Now, I'm not talking like we're stacking on a wall, ready to hit CQB. We're talking about stacking up properties. Now, what we're talking about today is something that I have personally done myself and helped hundreds of veterans do. So a big misconception that veterans often think is they use their VA loan, it's a one and done program. So the VA loan, just to be very clear, is a program that can be used multiple times throughout a veteran's life. Okay, so this does not go away after you use it. You don't need to save it for your dream home. You can purchase multiple homes with your VA loan and own multiple homes at a time with your VA loan. So this is a big misconception. A lot of veterans think that they can't do this, and I'm here to dispel that right now. So what is VA property stacking specifically? All right, we are going to buy first home, do a little part of my crappy little stick figure here, but you're gonna buy your first home. Then from here, you're gonna live in it. The VA loan is intended for your primary residences only. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. VA loans are intended for your primary residences only. So you cannot buy an investment home, you can't buy a vacation home, you have to intend to live there as your primary occupancy. So keep that in mind with your VA loan. So the way that property stacking works with your VA loan, you're gonna buy your first home. I'm gonna use the active duty example because you may be in the military, and this applies even if you're out of the military, but I love the active duty example. So you buy your first home, you live in there. Well, hey, now you're continuing your career, you're gonna PCS. So PCS happens. What now? This is where a lot of people get stuck. They don't know what to do with their first home. They have a PCS coming up. So what's the next step here? And I'm gonna talk about what I personally did. And depending on your situation, this is the right step for you. And maybe it's not, because this is not a one size fits all. But what I personally did, talk about my experiences, I bought my first home. I lived in it. I PCS'd, and then I bought another home. So buy another home, and part of my crappy little stick figure home here at second duty station. And I hope you can read my chicken scratch. I was an infantry guy, so my handwriting is not the best. But you buy your first home at your first duty station, you PCS, you rent out this home. I personally recommend hiring a property manager to take care of the home for you. They know the local laws when it comes to lease agreements. They know how to vet tenants. They know how to do everything that you may be concerned about. So that's personally what I would recommend. Hire a property manager. Then you buy your second home at your second duty station with your bonus entitlement. So how we're doing this is with bonus entitlement. Bonus entitlement right here. This is what allows you to own multiple homes at a time with your VA loan. So some people pull their certificate of eligibility, it tells them that it's zero. That is not the case. Your COE is lying to you about how much entitlement you have left. We have a calculation that's pretty easy. I'll kind of give you the breakdown on it right here. But give me a second, let me make sure we recap. So you buy your first home, you PCS, you rent out this home right here, your first home. You PCS to your second duty station, you buy another home there. When your time goes on to move, again, depending how much entitlement you have, buy third home. So you could have 3 homes with no money out of pocket. This is a huge benefit of the VA loan. Now, this is just a single family technique. This is personally what I did. I have bought other properties as well, but let's kind of dive into it. So this is the single family technique here. But if we go into it, right, maybe you don't really want to deal with the stress, but maybe you are an investor, you know, you're ready to step up your portfolio, do some things. What else can you do this with? We are gonna rinse and repeat this with a multifamily, but the benefit is, right? So let's say you're at your first duty station, buy a multifamily. I'm just gonna do, kind of going back to Monopoly, probably like a hotel or something like that, just to be fun with this. So part of my crappy hotel, we're just gonna put some doors right here. With your VA loan, you can purchase up to 4 units. So buy up to 4 units. This is a huge benefit with your VA loan. There's no other loan program that will allow you to purchase a multifamily property with 0% down up to 4 units. So how does this work? Very similar to the to the single family technique. You have to occupy this as your primary residence. This is a great way if you are aggressively trying to build your portfolio and passive income. So you buy a multifamily home, you occupy one of these as your primary residence, and then you rent out the other 3 units. So what you're doing here is you're collecting money. These 3 units, one of two things is gonna happen. It's gonna cover your entire monthly mortgage payment with these rental incomes, or it's gonna drastically reduce your overall living expense. I've gotten veterans into homes, both scenarios with a multifamily where, hey, they get into a home, their rental is covering the mortgage payment, or I had one recently where their mortgage payment went to only $100 a month. Where else are you gonna find a housing expense for only $100 a month? Now, this is the benefit of this technique. Now, people think, well, hey, I bought one multifamily, I can't buy another with my VA loan. Absolutely not true. When we look at the VA property stacking models, single family and multifamily are basically the exact same thing. So what happens is, again, using the active duty technique here. So you PCS, all right, new duty station. So now you do this again. You rinse and repeat. Second duty station, another multifamily, right? And you could do 2, 3, 4 units, whatever the case may be. You're gonna occupy one of the units, and then you're collecting cash through these. Sorry, my handwriting is not the best, but this is just a clear example how you can own multiple homes at a time with your VA loan. We call this the VA property stacking method. This is the bee's knees. I have done this myself. I've coached hundreds of veterans to do this themselves. If you are actively looking to leverage your VA loan to build wealth through real estate, please reach out to my team and I. We are a team consisted of veterans that focus on helping other veterans actually leverage their VA home loans. And why am I so passionate about this? There is a lot of bogus information, a lot of bad information, and a lot of bad players in the space when it comes to educating the veteran community. So I am a veteran myself. I focus on giving us the education and information I wish we would have got when we were in the military. And if you want to learn about this and want help with it, reach out to my team and I. If you just like this content and are trying to learn more, be sure to subscribe as we continue to help the military community, both past and present.